My goodness. The backlash on DiJonai Carrington. DiJonai Carrington is gone nuclear at this point.
DiJonai Carrington is terrorizing the WNBA with reckless fouls, and the league's silence is deafening. Her pattern of hair pulls, eye pokes, and dangerous cheap shots isn't just aggressive, it's a direct threat to player safety and the WNBA's own credibility. We're talking about actions so extreme they'd get her disqualified from a cage fight. The question isn't if she crossed a line, but why the league keeps letting her get away with it, baffling everyone from seasoned analysts to the millions of new fans tuning in.
Done things this season that will get her disqualified from MMA fights. She has done things this season that will get her disqualified from MMA fights. This is a bad look for the league. It is a bad look for the league that every game, the referees are turning a blind eye to something that would potentially get them disqualified from an MMA fight. This would have got her disqualified if she was in the octagon.
The moment that truly blew the lid off this powder keg happened in a heated matchup between the Dallas Wings and the Los Angeles Sparks. Third quarter, DiJonai Carrington, in what seemed like a desperate attempt for a loose ball, reached out, grabbed Sarah Ashley Barker's ponytail, and yanked her to the hardwood like she was a rag doll in a backyard tug of war.
Check this out right here. As she grabs the player by the ponytail, yanks her to the ground.
The entire arena gasped. Replays rolled, each angle more damning than the last. It wasn't a tangle, it was a deliberate, brutal pull that sent Barker crashing down. Yet, what did the officials call? A simple loose ball foul. No flagrant, not even a technical, just a dismissive wave of the hand as if nothing out of the ordinary had occurred.
Those have happened. Those three have happened in her last 5 games. She also undercut Skylar Diggins in those last 5 games. Getting Caitlin Clark in the eye, getting Sabrina.
Commentators were left speechless. Analysts quipped about extensions being strewn across the court, and social media exploded. The question wasn't just about the foul itself, but how such a blatant act could be so casually brushed aside. This wasn't basketball. It felt like a schoolyard assault happening right there on national television.
I mean, not only is the WNBA covering for players like this, they're doing these egregious things on the court that is not physical play. It's dirty play with a big fat D. Some of these players wouldn't know nothing about that. Anyway, with a big fat D, it's dirty. All right? And my God, and then when you call them out, the said player starts attacking fans.
But that was just the start. The hair pull might have been the catalyst, but it wasn't an isolated incident. As soon as the footage went viral, fans started pulling up receipts. A disturbing picture of Carrington's history began to emerge. Remember when she nearly took out her own teammate Paige Beckers with a reckless hit that had coaches clutching their chests? Or that cheap shot on Jessica Shepard that skirted the line of flagrant? It's not just one bad moment. It's a terrifying compilation of questionable plays.
There's not a world
if she would have had extension
where that is not premeditated, pre-planned. She looked up. She said, "Oh, look at that!
Whoa.
Look at that ponytail. Yeah, let me yank." How about I keep it real?
Undercuts, elbows, late hits. Carrington has compiled a highlight reel of what many are now calling dirty play. And these aren't just minor infractions. These are moves that put other athletes in very real danger, leading to potential injuries that could sideline careers. The repeated nature of these incidents, especially 3 of her last 5 games involving a claw, a hit to the head, and a yank, screams of a pattern, not just intensity.
DiJonai, DiJonai. You're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, DiJonai. Once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai, DiJonai.
And then there's the incident that struck at the heart of the WNBA's surging popularity. The eye poke involving Caitlin Clark. Clark, the rookie phenom who has single-handedly brought millions of new eyes to the league, was bringing the ball up court when Carrington reached in and swiped directly across her face. Cameras caught every horrifying detail.
But I think a referee knowingly allowing and turning a blind eye to players putting other players in danger should never be allowed ref again. And I think this is just like the Kennedy Carter hip check last year. The referees, and this is the worst about this, they saw it and did nothing about it.
Her fingers grazed Clark's eye in a way that left no room for doubt about the contact. Clark winced immediately, grabbing her face, a rare display of vulnerability from the usually stoic star. It stopped the game, and it stopped everyone watching. Carrington tried to dismiss it as an unfortunate moment of defensive intensity, claiming she didn't even intend to hit anybody in the eye.
Look, I don't condone fighting on the court, but this team has a real issue. This league has a real issue getting their own teammates' backs. It feels like so many of these players are all out for themselves, and it is wild.
But the slow motion replays, the exact hand positioning, and the timing of the swipe painted a starkly different picture. Fans weren't buying it. If someone like Clark, the face of the league's new generation, could be subjected to such a dangerous move with seemingly no intent for repercussions, what message does that send?
Criticism justified. Get her off the court. Hey, this person, Kathy Engelbert, you're the problem. Since you seem to think this kind of play is acceptable, not to this play, but many others, you should be held accountable when someone is seriously injured. And it's going to happen. Carrington is reckless, and there's plenty of video that shows there's plenty of evidence.
Here's where the red flags don't just wave, they flap wildly in a hurricane. DiJonai Carrington has now racked up multiple official flagrant fouls in a matter of weeks, and that's not even counting the numerous uncalled incidents that fans and analysts universally agree were just as severe. By league rules, too many flagrants should trigger an automatic suspension, yet Carrington continues to play, seemingly immune to consequences. The WNBA's silence on this issue is deafening.
DiJonai Carrington, you are the dirtiest dirtbag of them all. Dirty play, DiJonai Carrington. DiJonai, dirty play, Carrington. We can even turn it into a song.
No public statements, no significant fines, no suspensions. It's as if they're hoping if they pretend not to see it, it'll simply vanish. This inaction, especially from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, raises serious questions. How can the league claim player safety is sacred when a player like Carrington appears to operate above the rules? Some reports even suggested the WNBPA, the players' union, was actively defending Carrington in the media. It leaves fans wondering if the league values protecting certain players more than it values upholding the very rules designed to protect all players.
She has been on a crime spree. That's right, folks. She has been on a crime spree, robbing the WNBA blind, masquerading as a professional basketball player, when in reality, she is just a reckless athlete that understands the concept of basketball.
The response from the public has been nothing short of volcanic. Social media platforms, every corner of the internet is screaming the same thing. This is dangerous, and it cannot be allowed to continue. Commentators eloquently articulated the mood, describing Carrington's play as treating the court like a back alley. It wasn't just about the specific fouls anymore. It was about the WNBA's integrity.
Grab onto something, realized it was the hair, and yanked. She went back down faster as soon as she grabbed the hair. Like, come on. Like, at what stage does the WNBA have to step in? Because the WNBA are rescinding technical fouls on a player who should already be suspended. DiJonai Carrington has committed 4 blatant flagrant fouls this year, and 1 that was 50-50 that got rescinded.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
Analysts didn't mince words, directly questioning what message the league sends by failing to enforce its own rules.
Caitlin Clark was so lucky with how hard she got hit in the eye. She was so lucky. And by the way, I still believe DiJonai Carrington tried to hit Caitlin Clark in the head.
When you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
More and more voices, including former players and sports writers, joined the chorus. If a player, regardless of their role, can repeatedly cross the line with zero meaningful consequences, it sends a chilling signal. Rules are optional. Fans aren't just mad at Carrington, they're starting to openly question the leadership. This isn't just online chatter, it's a full-blown image crisis for a league finally experiencing a massive surge in popularity.
You've now got normal NBA fans. You have got normal NBA fans, like, talking about DiJonai Carrington.
The Engelbert, you're the problem. Since you seem to think this kind of play is acceptable, not to this play, but many others, you should be held accountable when someone is seriously injured. And it's going to happen.
This isn't just about one player acting out. It's a critical test of whether the WNBA can uphold the values it claims to stand for: fair play, player safety, and professionalism. Every time a blatant, flagrant foul is brushed aside, it chips away at the integrity of the game. Every time the league defends the indefensible, it risks alienating the millions of new fans who tuned in to watch history unfold. Not a highlight reel of reckless disregard. With Caitlin Clark at the very center of this media storm, the stakes couldn't be higher.
It is a very relevant topic because now you have got posts going viral in the general basketball world, and this type of stuff is just a bad look for the league. It is a bad look for the league. It is. This type of stuff is a bad look for the league.
She's not just a player, she's a movement, a generational talent who has propelled women's basketball into living rooms across the country. The idea that someone can repeatedly target her without severe consequences isn't just bad optics, it's catastrophic business. Many argue that if these actions were in an MMA fight, they'd lead to disqualification. Why should the WNBA be any different?
Literally, the referee saw her take someone out in the air, went to the monitors, was like, this is a dangerous play, it's a flagrant, and they overruled the refs on the monitors. The league has the league are putting players in danger. The league does not care about player safety. They don't care about player safety. And by the way, why would DiJonai care about player safety? Why would she care if the league doesn't care? The legal defender, anything negative said about DiJonai Carrington in the media, anything negative, you're going to see a post from the WNBA saying we call BS about this thing. Anything negative in the media about DiJonai Carrington, the WNBA are going to make a post. The WNBA are going to make a post.
From the infamous ponytail yank that sent a player crashing to the floor, to the eye swipe seen around the internet that targeted the league's brightest star, DiJonai Carrington is fast becoming the face of everything the WNBA says it doesn't want to be. And the longer the league hesitates to act, the more it confirms what critics have feared all along, that they'll talk about accountability, but they won't enforce it. Now, all eyes are fixed on Commissioner Cathy Engelbert.
We do not, you can see with DiJonai Carrington, she does not have the greatest body control. She does not have good enough body control to hit someone in the eye. But I do think that she tried to smack Caitlin Clark in the head. The referee, no call. No call. Common foul. No call on the undercut of Gabby Williams. No call on the hit to Sabrina.
Will she finally take a decisive stand and issue the kind of suspension that sends an undeniable message to the entire league? Or will she, once again, choose to prioritize image over genuine integrity and player safety? The clock is ticking, and fans, both new and old, are watching very, very closely.